But goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo. When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in these rhymes, cause his memories, we running through New York.
Okay guys, so today we're going to be doing the oil change on the diesel engine. Obviously, as you would have seen by the title, doing this will make your engine last forever. It applies to all engines. Obviously, changing your oil is going to make your engines actually last forever. Now, bearing in mind, this is a turbocharger. Changing the oil is crucial to prolong the life of the turbocharger and the vanes and to stop them sticking, because as you guys probably don't know, with diesel, with any high pressure, even petrol engine with running direct injection, they can clog up with soot and build up, which can actually start sticking to the vanes on the turbo, which in turn will up destroying your turbo, actually causing it to rattle, come loose, and make an actual whistling noise from where the variable vane is coming unbalanced. Therefore, I like to change the oil. You guys will see the mileage. I last changed it when I first bought it around 88k. The mileage is now 91,000. Show you exactly after the video, but we're going to get on. I'm going to take the oil filter out to let it drain down. Then we're going to go underneath, release the sump plug, change and drain the oil. So if you see right here, we've got a 32mm socket, which is needed to release the oil filter housing on the diesels. I believe the M54 is a 36mm, but this is a 32mm. So we're going to go ahead and put that on and release the oil filter housing so the oil can actually drain back down to the sump, because I've had to start it up to bring it in here. Now, because of the way this is located, you're going to want to use an extension to put just over the top here and to lock onto it. And obviously you're going to want to get then your ratchet and just crack it free. So you're just going to want to pull it out, as you see there, and it will come out, and you'll be left with this part right here. Now there is O-rings all around here and on here, which we're going to be replacing as well, because I don't know when they've ever been changed. I didn't change them on the last oil change because the guy who had this car previously told me he just had it serviced. So I'm going to go ahead and change them just to be on the safe side. So to get to this top rubber one here, you're just going to want to use a pick, which is like that, and just pull it off. Now I did replace this the last time as well, so that one is going to be replaced. I'll always replace these just to make sure the cap seals properly. You're going to want to use some old oil or new oil, just rub it around the O-ring just before you put it back on, so it actually seals. Otherwise it'll be just hard rubber and it just won't seal in the oil filter housing itself. So just like I mentioned, that's a new rubber seal. We're going to get this over. You will be able to get it over properly on its own, as you see. You go straight over and just pull it down to where it's meant to be in position, which is just at the top of the lid there. You'll see it all around there. Now what we're going to do is rub oil around it. Now you can use some of the oil from in here and rub it around, but I used to get it out of the housing and rub it around. But we're going to put the new filter on first. So it's going to go name up and then slot in just like that, and then it should sit in perfectly like that. Now you're going to get oil out of here, so it should be enough of it. You don't need too much, it's just to make it seal. If not, you can actually put your hand in the old oil. Once you sealed it, you'll come back, drop the filter in, and then just start tightening it up. Just get your 32 mil and just start tightening it down by hand before you crank it down. Again, you don't need a torque wrench for this. And that's tight. You don't need any more tighter than that. That would be how you do it on a torque wrench. It's all known by feel, as I've told many of you guys. That's done now. We're going to go ahead and put the new oil in the engine. This engine takes 6.5 litres. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up. And I'm going to be using, as I always know, you guys know me very well, my Shell 5W30 for this engine. Okay, so now what we're going to go ahead and do is top up the oil. Now you're going to have to remove your oil filler cap, which is right here. It's quite stiff on these engines. You're going to have to take that off first, and then you're going to want to put your funnel down here, and then you're going to want to fill up your oil. Now this engine does take 8.5 litres to actually fill, so they say, but that's not always the case on these. Always check by the dipstick, because it's very important that you check on the dipstick and don't go by what BMW or anyone else recommends, because you don't want to overfill your engine with oil. So we're going to go ahead and fill it up by 6.5 litres, check the oil, and then fill it up with more if needed, because I believe these engines are 6.5 litres. I've done it many times, and 6.5 litres has always been enough. So we will go ahead and check that after we fill it up. Now you will see here, we're using the Shell Helix Ultra 5W30, which is the ECTC-free. This oil is not cheap, but it's one of the best oils you can use, especially on the diesels and the M57. But as I said, guys, you see this on full. We got this jug completely empty, as you'll see. That's a whole 5 litre bottle. And you'll also notice in this one, we've still got nearly, 3 litres in there, which is what I exactly said to you, which is about 6.5 litres for full. And yet BMW tell you 8.5. That's why I said to you, don't go by the guidance, go by what I know, because I know this engine very, very well. And it does not take 8 litres or even near 8.5. You end up killing your engine. And then as you'll see there, that'll be your oil service complete. What you'd want to do is start it up, let it come up to temperature, and then you'll be able to find out if the oil level is actually correct. We're going to let the oil work itself around the system, and then top up when needed tomorrow or when the engine's cold again. But right now the oil's sitting bang on where it should be, and that's the oil service complete on the M57 D30 engine. This does apply to a load of other engines. As I said, doing this will make your car actually last forever, because fresh oil is always good for the engine. It prolongs the life of the engine, especially doing a lot of mileage like I do. So as you've seen there, we've now changed the oil on the E53 with the M57 engine. The mileage is 91,191. You'll see the oil's now been fully changed, and it's ready again for another 5,000 miles before we change it again. You've seen now how much mileage I've actually done in this car. This is the whole reason, like I said to you, why I actually bought it. I've been doing a lot of mileage, and I wouldn't be surprised if this hits over 100k before the new year. This is just based on the reason why I bought it, because I'm doing a lot of mileage and I didn't want to use the other two E60s anymore because it just wasn't practical. I'm very happy with the car. Like I said, I service it all the time. It runs like a dream. Always using the Forte products. It's all you need to do to maintain the car. So I hope this video actually helps a lot of you guys out there with your M57 engine, and anyone with an E53. You now know how to actually service and actually look after the car.